Hi guys, how you doing? Cake Daddy here, aka Buff Daddy. And today I'm going to be sharing some tips as well as reviewing some crazy TikTok videos that I found. You know, there's a lot of information out there, and one thing I feel that every baker goes through, especially a beginner, is how to choose the right information, how to listen to the right people, and that is what my channel is all about. I strive and I do my best to give you quality information. I try my best to help you understand somewhat difficult topics that people really don't share about baking. So let's get right into it. Cue the intro.
Maybe you should take it slow.
Small tips like this will always cut into your piping bag. They're very small and very sharp. You're pushing so hard on the piping bag, so what's going to happen is it's going to slice into your piping bag and your icing is going to come spewing out. This is where couplers come in. They are so handy. You put them in your piping bag the same you would a big tip, and then you just add on your tip on top, screw in the top end of your coupler, and that's going to keep your tip on. And then when you need to switch out your tip, you can just swap it out and put in.
A coupler is the most or a very important tool for baking decorators, people that want to go to that next level of decorating cakes. A coupler is the gold standard for saving cost on piping bags, because in Nigeria, like, I remember the last time I bought piping bags, the prices increased dramatically. Like, I was just shocked about the way the prices of things increased, baking things increased. Like, I remember there was a time that cream cheese was still 6,500 naira. Before I left, it was like 8,000 naira. Like, it is, baking ingredients and supplies are expensive. So if you are looking to save costs, save money on expensive piping bags, which are essential, like, if you are really serious about baking and decorating cakes, you need to have piping bags. Like, it will help you with controlling the icing. It will help you with making sure that your piping is exquisite and really nice on cakes. Like, if you're serious, you really need to consider purchasing or investing in piping bags. However, to save costs, you need a coupler, because you can just switch up baking or piping tips anytime you want, in any way, using a coupler. I remember when I made this cake that I'm going to put right on this side here, like, there were so many things involved, so many colors, so many tips, and the best thing that I could do was to use multiple couplers with a single piping bag to save costs and to save time.
Crumb coating is arguably the most important step in cake decorating. Here's how it's done. Start with a little dab of frosting, then put your first layer down. Let it sit there for a minute to firm up so your cake isn't slipping around. Now, you want to be using cold cake layers, but make sure they're just cold, not totally frozen, or your icing will firm up too quickly and be hard to spread.
So the most important thing when you're baking cakes is to make sure, or when you're crumb coating cakes, is to make sure the sides of your cakes are even and straight and the same. So you can either buy a set of cake pans with equal sizes and straight edges, or good quality pans that have really great edges, or you can either bake with whatever pan you have and then cut off the sides when you're crumb coating.
Get to your top layer, put it on upside down so you have a flat top, and then press down so you don't end up with air bubbles or bulging in your frosting later. Spread out more frosting on the top and sides of the cake, then use a bench scraper to smooth the frosting just until you can see some of the layers popping through. Now listen up, don't put that frosting from your scraper back in your bowl. It's infected with crumbs and I promise you will regret it. Level off the top, then pop it in the fridge for at least 20 minutes before you continue. And remember, don't skip the step.
So one thing I had to accept is that using frosting that I scrape off when I'm crumb coating is not the best thing to do, because it is filled with crumbs. It it is a disaster, especially when you're trying to get that smooth edge that we all love and want. So in Nigeria, unsalted butter can be very expensive, especially if you're using my recipe, which I am putting in this place. Like, there's a recipe, a buttercream recipe right here. If you're using my recipe, I strongly advise people to use unsalted butter because it gives a great silky texture, and it ensures that you can get smooth buttercream. But if you don't, you can just use Valido margarine or Rhoda margarine. Those brands have really helped me, or are great substitutes if unsalted butter is expensive. However, if you're using the mix that I advise, unsalted butter and margarine, it can be expensive, and there's a tendency for you to not want to waste that icing. But please, 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 like, it is essential when you're baking, when you're trying to ice cakes, and when you're trying to get beautiful edges, to never use the icing, the excess icing that comes off from crumb coating. Okay. Alright guys, so that's it for today. If you like this video, please click the like button and smash the subscribe button. I always try to make my videos as informative and as fun as they can. I always try to share valuable information that you can use in your baking, and that you can use to improve in your baking and get better cakes every single time. So if you like this video, once again, click the like button, show some love in this Valentine's season. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.